Lost Art of Fishing Stories, written by Andrew Cox. Get your copy today. Go to Amazon and search The Lost Art of Fishing Stories. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time. Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project's Veterans Voices. We are going to have one heck of a show for you today. I think you're going to like it. But before we get into the episode, or you enjoying the podcast, make sure you go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check us out. See what we're all about. There's a couple ways you can help support us here at the podcast. You can go in, click on a one-time donation link. You can become a patron with a monthly donation. Heck, you can go purchase some merchandise, or you can advertise right here on the podcast. Big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing amazing things. If you don't know anything about them, check them out. If you do know something about them, go back and check them out again. They're always doing great things. You can always find them at tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. All right, we are back. Here we are. I got Aaron Harris here, man, Marine veteran. I'm excited to have you on, not only just because you're a Marine, but also because of your company, the Hot Sauce Company. So I'm excited to hear about all this. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you just fine. Yeah, everything's going good. Well, shoot, man, I'm excited to hear it. So let's just dive into it. Let's start at the beginning, where you grew up. What was that like? And then what drew you to military service?
I grew up in Ridgeland, Mississippi, which is just north of Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in Scouts growing up, and was stuck with it, and didn't get out until I got Eagle Scout post 18. I turned in the paperwork before 18 and it got approved. I had my board after 18, which is the cutoff. And
wow.
So if my projects and everything hadn't been approved, I would have been an almost Eagle Scout. But I pulled it off at the very last second. So
very nice.
I'm proud of that. And I wanted to join the Marines because I had these goals of grandeur. My father worked in the federal building for the NRCS under the USDA Conservation Service. And he was on the 13th floor. And there was only one floor above it, or maybe two. I think they had both floors, the 14th and 15th. And that's where the FBI was.
Mm-hmm.
And I always told my dad I wanted to be in the FBI and work above him in the federal building. And he one day he was in the elevator when I was a teenager, and he saw somebody hit the 15th floor button, which didn't happen too often. And he said, you don't mind me asking, you work for the FBI? And he said, yeah. He said, my son wants to be in the FBI. Could you give any advice? Or he said, tell him to come down here and have a meeting with me. And it was pretty exciting. I heard Marines get into the FBI, and as well as lawyers
mm-hmm.
and accountants, and accountants. And so my goal was I was going to go to Ole Miss in the Marine Corps RTC. Also, while I was in the band, because I didn't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Taking 20 hours and I'm going to get a political science degree, and then I'm going to become an attorney, and then I'm going to uh, do 4 years in the Marine Corps, and then I'm going to go to the FBI. So that sounded totally logical, feasible to me.
Yeah.
Of course, I burned out uh,
Yeah.
the first semester. It wasn't partying, wasn't drinking, but I was up PTing at 5 in the morning and up late at night, shining my shoes and doing my uniform for uniform inspection and all that.
Mhm.
And the only time that I didn't have classes or sleep or getting ready for stuff was when we had to be there from 4 to 6 for band.
Oh, wow.
So I crashed, dropped out of the RTC and dropped out of eventually the band, and a little too late. I got kicked out of school 3 times, and things are not looking good. So,
Yeah.
but I finally said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I was 24, about to turn 25. Had
Hmm.
been kicked out of school for the last time for terrible grades, and my roommate said, "Hey, let's go join the army." And I said, "I'll go with you to the recruiter. I'll go. I ain't gonna sign anything." He's like, "Dude, you can sign up and they'll give you money, and then less than a year later, you can change your mind and not do it, and you still get to keep the money." I said, "Well, first off, I don't believe you. Second off, that sounds really stupid, but sure, let's go down there." And I interviewed with the army. He said, "We're going to give you $15,000, and we're going to pay off all your student loans, and sign up, and we'll, you'll love it." I said, "Okay, well, before I commit, let me go talk to the other branches so I can at least say I tried." They said, "All right." I went to the other branches, and they all had very similar packages, signing bonuses, and of course,
Yeah.
this uh, 2000 early 2005, and the Iraq War was still really hitting it hard. So
Uh-huh.
they were looking for people, and I went to the Marine recruiter. I said, "Oh, okay, I think I want to join, but I want to make sure." He said, "Well, you shouldn't join if you don't know you want to join." I said, "Well, I was going to join the army, and I want to check with everybody else." He said, "Well, you should join the army then." "Well, I want to see what your other packages were." He said, "We're not paying off your student loans. We don't have a sign-on bonus, but you'll be a Marine." And I said, "You know, I like that option." So I signed up. I
Nice.
I turned all that down because I wanted to one up my buddy and said, "You have fun in your army boot camp. I'm going to the real military."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
he said, "Oh, that's gonna be way too hard. You're out of shape." So I don't care. I'll just do it. That they're all gonna try to make it as hard as they can. None of them are good or inherently. Of course, I didn't hardly have the. I had the internet, but didn't watch YouTube or
Mhm.
nothing back then, and had never seen Jarhead. Didn't know one Marine military member of my family. We had Air Force and Navy and Army. Nobody. I didn't know anything other
Wow.
than from my RTC days.
Yeah.
And
Now, what year was it that you signed up?
I signed up in 2005, and either that or December of 24. I was a direct ship.
Oh, wow.
So I only went to one pulley meeting and shipped in less than a month to Paris Island and turned 25 in March, like a week or two into boot camp. And of
Wow.
course, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. That's wild. That's pretty quick, a month. So you didn't have a lot of time to prepare yourself or get mentally ready even. It was just, hey, it's time to go. And then you got on the bus and took off.
Well, yeah, I was mentally in a terrible state. You know, I was drinking almost every day, and basically the I don't care.
Mhm.
You know, so it wasn't much of a mental preparation for me, more than just what happens happens, and I don't care
Right.
anymore, so I'm not scared.
Right. Well,
And
yeah, that's good. So then you show up, you said it was January when you showed up to boot camp?
I think it's January when I signed up. I know I graduated May 20th. I want to say February 20th was when I got there.
Okay.
Sometime in February, and then I turned 25 in the beginning of March, first week of March.
Got you. Okay. Well, talk to me about like those that first experience of I'm coming onto the island. What's going through your mind, and then what were the kind of the steps and what happened with you?
Well, I think the same thing was on my mind as everybody else's, which, believe it or not, is when the hell are they going to let us sleep? We've been awake for 3 days now. You know, I tried to sleep on the plane over there. I was the only Marine at MEPS going to boot camp that day. They assigned everybody, each branch, one person that had to carry all the documents for everybody.
Right.
And I was by myself, so they were like, "Here, take that to them." And when I got off that plane, we sat in that airport for 12 hours, doing nothing but being yelled at to not talk. And, well, of course, they did that little flat foot mirror thing. Um, but I didn't sleep the whole time there. I didn't hardly sleep on the plane. I tried to sleep at MEPS, but they got us up so early then. So
Yeah.
this is like day getting on day 2 or 3 that you are getting off the bus. And
Hmm.
then, of course, the very next thing that I was thinking while being yelled at is, this isn't very effective communication. I can't understand one thing he's saying. And I at 3/4 the way through boot camp, I still couldn't understand. The only thing I did what everybody else did and paid attention to them, because I couldn't understand but one of the drill instructors.
Wow.
Just, my dad got there, and at graduation, and one of the drill instructors said something to me. He's like, my dad said, "I'm glad you could understand him. I couldn't." I said, "I still know what he's saying."
Very nice. Well, what was your whole boot camp experience like? What was the good? What was the bad? Did you find it difficult, or was it fairly easy? What was it for you?
Uh, it was all easy, um, as long as I wasn't the fastest and wasn't the slowest. And
Mm.
um, I tried to skate, and I did, and until they discovered that I had hid some of my dirty clothes in my duffel, in my ditty bag,
Mm.
because you only have so many seconds or whatever, and you're doing stuff, and you got a
Right.
little extra thing, and you're, oh no, they're gonna catch me online, so you just like shove it in there.
Yeah, you just
Well,
dump it in.
yeah, they discovered it, and it smelled bad.
Uh-huh.
So they were going to make me go buy a new ditty bag out of my own pay. And so they had to put me in a vehicle and drive me all the way down to the PX or whatever.
Wow.
I had to ride in the back with a DI was in the front.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, "Harris, you're not just going to get a comfort ride back there. Give us the 12 general orders." I knew one of them. You can guess which one I knew. the
Oh
5th.
man.
But I just did what I've been doing the whole time. Move my mouth and yell, and just some things are gonna come out. I'm gonna do what he said. I'm gonna yell at it and I'm gonna try it. But I have no earthly idea what I'm saying, and I got to changing the words. I don't even know what I said, but I think it was getting pretty silly. He couldn't he couldn't stand it. I think he was cracking up inside the cab. I couldn't see him. He finally said, "Shut up, Harris." And so I didn't have to say anything else the rest of it. And
That's
ever
good.
since then, they made things a lot worse on me. But the what makes it easy is when they're trying to make you mad and they're making you do something and undo it and doing something.
Mm-hmm.
They're just killing time and they're giving you exercise and they're
Yeah.
gonna see who's gonna blow up and get mad and try to fight. And I'm excited. I want to see who it is, who it's gonna
Yeah.
be. So I'm just going through the motions and doing it, and like, whatever, this is exercise. And we couldn't possibly move fast enough. They wouldn't be doing this. They're just screwing with us. I don't care. In fact, it's kind of funny. So they all
Yeah.
say boot camp's the funniest place. You can't laugh.
Yeah.
We got one of the drill instructors. We didn't do good on drill day, whatever you call that. Um, we didn't score the highest or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they made us start yelling the ditties out again that we had learned in the very beginning of boot camp.
Yeah.
And there's this one where you go to half step to full step, and you're supposed to say explode because you throw that leg out.
Yeah.
And the whole troop went explode. And the DI lost it, laughed, and said, "No, that's loss of bear. That's called loss of bearing." And then made us run the whole rest of the way back. But we didn't have to do the ditties ever again. And so it's the mentality is, even in the long ruck or a run or whatever, it's you're telling yourself you can't do anymore. You've already pushed yourself to the limits. But all
Mhm.
you have to really focus in is everybody else is just as tired as I am. There's
Yeah.
60 of us. I'm not going to be the first one to fall out. When
Mhm.
somebody else falls out, I'll consider it. But until then, I know I ain't stellar, but I'm not last in place, and I'm not going to get kicked out to another thing. So you just
Yeah.
finally, when you are so tired, you absolutely cannot do more. And then they say, "All right, turn around. We're going to run the whole way back." You're like, "That's impossible." And then when you get back, you're like, you
Yeah.
discover that you're capable of so much more than you would think, or even that your subconscious thinks, and
Very
it's
true.
really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I mostly enjoyed it. I actually thought MCT was a lot harder.
Really?
Yeah, uh, in boot camp we slept 8 hours a night on a
Mhm.
mattress most of the time,
Yeah.
except for the crucible. And when we showed up at MCT, they were mattresses this thick, you can't really see, but
Mhm.
huge comforters. And we're all in the barracks, and it's just two beds. We're like, compared to boot camp, we're like, this is a luxury hotel. We were so happy. And then the next day, they moved us to racks. And then, like, 3 days later, they moved us to a concrete floor with a
The
thin
little mat.
bat. It just kept getting worse and worse. And we were getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I didn't drink coffee. I smoked, but the only thing I could figure out to keep myself awake was put peanut butter on that little bread thing, and then
Mhm.
take the instant coffee and pour it
Ugh.
on it and eat that and crunch on it. It was kind of good, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it work?
It was better than nothing. I
Well,
was getting the caffeine, but I just remember falling asleep and looking, and it wasn't a DI. I don't remember what you call them anymore. They're there, but I remember they were staring at me. I was looking at them, falling asleep while they're looking directly at me, and I still couldn't stop myself. So that's what made MCT a whole lot rougher, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you did it up at was it Geiger, correct?
Yeah. It's next to Camp Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I think Johnson's technically where they do infantry, ITB.
Okay.
I don't know, or maybe Johnson's where I went to MOS school.
Yeah. What was the MOS?
That's a funny story.
Oh yeah. Well, hit me up.
I got a 97 on my ASVAB. And he's like, "Wow, that's the highest I've ever had. You're going to be able to pick from any MOS." And I was like, "This is going to be badass." And he said, "Oh, well, you do have a DUI on your record, so you can't do anything with security clearance." And then at MEPS, I discovered I was partially colorblind. I failed the colorblind test at 24. I didn't know it. And that between that DUI and that colorblind, he could not find an MOS that I could have, a single one. And because all I told him was, I said, "Well, give me something I can use later on in the civilian world, because maybe I'll get a job out of this eventually." And 0121 unit diary clerk.
Yeah. Okay.
It actually was a lot of fun, but the people at Paris Island, the coach didn't seem to think I was doing a good job, rifle coach, and he said, "Harris, you're not 0300 infantry undecided, are you? I bet you have decided." I said, "Yeah, well, I didn't say this recruit's 0-2." And he just stopped, turned around, and just like, "Why do I even care? Have fun." So that made me feel bad.
Yeah, and the admin school is there at Johnson.
Okay.
So that's
Okay, well, it's good that I'm right. I've lost a lot of my memories.
Now, how long was that school?
2 months.
Okay.
I want to say MCT was 1 month and MOS was 2. It was either 2 or 3, but it wasn't long.
Okay. Very nice. And now, did you find it difficult or anything? Was it fairly easy for you?
No, it was. I graduated second in my class, and I was on light duty the whole time.
Oh wow.
We had to do this typing assignment, and the way it was scored, you hit a minimum of 5 letters in the right order. So I put my finger on all 5 keys and the enter button, and I mashed them all at the same time, and it'd be like misspelled, restart. And I did that over and over until I magically pressed them all at the right time.
Yeah.
And then I printed out my score and took it to the staff sergeant. 65,000 words per minute. He's like, "God damn it, Harris." So
now that's good.
Yeah. I had fun. I loved MOS school. It was a lot nicer.
That's a new world record, I think. That's pretty impressive if you could actually do that.
Yeah, I could do it 1 out of every 50 times for 1 word.
1 out of every 50 times. Nice. Oh man. So
I was
now,
a
uh,
reservist, so when I at the end of MOS school, everybody had been making fun of me for being a reservist the whole time
mhm.
until they gave the everybody's orders of which base they were going to go to, and it was all Camp Lejeune or Camp Pendleton, except for me, and I didn't get one. They said, "Well, what about Harris?" Oh, he's going home to kick it with the boys and drink beer.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and now, as far as that goes, you went to I because you're reservist with station with an I. Is that how that works?
Yes, it was in
Yeah.
Bessemer, Alabama, and the I hated us.
Now,
They had
how was that experience doing I?
terrible. I wasn't on the I staff. Well, I was at one point for 3 months following my deployment. But while you're a reservist there, the I staff don't want anything to do with you. They don't tell you anything what's going on. Whenever you have a request, or at least in my case, people
Mm,
that got I duty essentially had screwed up in the fleet. And what I was told, one of the officers, he had crashed a plane. He used to be a airplane pilot, and
dang.
um, there was other cases. They got nicer once I worked for them, but basically all the reservists didn't any of them know what they were doing. It was disorganized, and
Mhm.
they ran around. People hid all day, and people worked all day. I did never know what was going on, and stayed primarily in the admin office and worked what
Right.
little work they would let me do, like vacuum the floors and
So
take
you
out the
weren't doing a
trash.
whole lot of admin work then
No, they
necessarily.
didn't had no desire to show us or let us into the system, or
Mhm.
they were all bitter because they had to work 50 hours a week, and we showed up 1 week in a month, and I
Right.
think that was their opinion of me. Which that unit's not there anymore, so I can talk bad a little bit about them,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
um,
Now, when it came to that, like all the reservists that came in, I'm assuming there was a lot of bitterness back and forth because of that.
yeah, they hated admin, and they would always yell at me, and they'd be like, "Harris, we haven't been paid for the last two drills," and I would go, "Dude, I haven't been paid either." What? Your admin? You hadn't been paid? No, they said their work that they turned it in a week ago or something like that. So
Yeah.
they could feel the frustration that even
Mm,
the person in there working with them wasn't didn't know anything or couldn't do anything.
right. Wow. That's wild. And then now you spent how long there with that unit?
I was there. Well, the contract was for 6 years. The first 6 months training, and then my last 6 months I didn't drill. I was given an exception,
Okay. And
but it
now,
was a total of 6 years. I guess 5.
yeah. And what were you doing? Because you're only going 1 week in a month. So what was your like your normal routine, your day to day?
Um, I finally got a job at a liquor store, and I did that for a while, and got a job as a security guard,
Hmm.
and that actually paid decent and was enough hours. But I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I could do reservist and get my head straight and go finish school finally, and
Hmm.
but then I came out, and it took 3 months before I got paid from the first drill, and
Mm.
Um, it wasn't but $200 or $300 for the whole weekend, and I was 3 hours away
Oh,
uh,
geez.
from Oxford to Bessemer. So yeah, I had to drive 3 hours there and 3 hours back, and between the gas and a night out drinking or food
Yeah.
or restaurant, and it's basically a wash.
Right.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
so it was rough, and uh, I was engaged to my first wife, and we were struggling. I remember it got so bad. Our power had been cut off, uh, and our water. I don't remember if our water had been cut off. But I remember our power was, and we couldn't cook, and we were
Hmm.
um, cooking MREs with MRE heaters in the on the back porch.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I got mad at her because she opened every single MRE she could find and pulled the candy out of them and ate all the candy.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah.
It took all the candy.
Hmm. So it was rough up until I got deployed the first and only time.
Hmm. Now,
And
and so, how long were you there before you got deployed?
I think like a year and a half. When I
Okay.
wanted to go to Iraq, and when I was in boot camp, my unit was in Iraq,
Hmm.
and my first drill was the first drill that they were returning. And so, if you get deployed, if you go on a deployment with us, um, you don't have to go to the next deployment. You can
Mm,
volunteer, obviously, but if you didn't go on that deployment, you have to go on the next one.
right.
So the next one to come was Djibouti, Horn of Africa,
Yeah.
and all they were going to do is hang out with French people and be hot all day. And there was no real mission. It was a show of force.
Right.
Um, the location is, I assume, trying to stop Somali pirates going through the Horn of Africa, and
Hmm.
um, having a base there is supposed to scare them or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it was 300 Marines in the unit that went. And right as we were training up to it and had gotten all the gear and gas masks and shoulder, not shoulder, knee pads and elbow pads and all
Hmm.
that gear, crazy gear, and then and warmed up for a week in Lejeune before we go, they said, "Hey, we're going to need two admin Marines to stay behind and watch over our SRBs. And if anything happens overseas, like, you know, a bad incident, they're going to call and y'all will provide them with the information or whatever. And also, y'all will run our wards and basically run our, join the admin and DPAC, but your additional duty will be we're going to send you requests and we will make sure they get done. And so you're going to do them."
Mm,
And I ended
okay.
up as a Lance Corporal with my corporal being the two Marines that stayed behind. So I didn't get, uh, I got, there's two ribbons
Mhm.
for two service ribbons. I think one is like expeditionary, and then one is service or global
Sea
war
Surf.
on.
Oh yeah,
on
global war on terrorism, and then the expeditionary. Yeah.
yeah. So they all got the expeditionary and the service or whatever. I
Hmm.
just got the service. I got special pay. I didn't get danger zone pay, hazard pay, whatever, but I got
Yeah.
every family SEP and all the other stuff. So I literally, out of my 6 year Marine Corps career, got deployed once, and I got deployed to North Carolina.
Oh wow.
I was making sergeant pay as a lance corporal with
Oh wow. Okay.
added money because I was married.
Hmm.
I married my wife, my fiance, um, like a week before I got deployed. We
Hmm.
found out about a month before going, and I said, when I come back, I'll be able to afford dress blues. And tell you what, you want to get married because all of the, addition to family SEP was she gets health insurance and all this stuff. She gets taken care of. She gets special privileges. And so I said,
Mhm.
well, let's just go to the courthouse to get legally married, and then when I come back, we'll have a wedding.
Right.
Her parents weren't going to have that, and threw a $500 wedding together in a week, and I got married that right before I left.
Wow.
But I absolutely loved active duty. I loved DPAC. Um, Everybody there, I got to learn the software, the stuff that
Hmm.
I'd been hadn't used since MOS school, and actually got to do my job. And they PT'd, and because we were, most units go eat chow together, especially infantry, and they go to a specific chow hall that's a specific place, and they all walk there as a group. Well, we just went to whichever one's closest. Some people went back to the barracks. They just basically said, "Be back in an hour."
Yeah.
And this guy said, "Man, that other chow house is awesome. They have fried chicken and pasta and pizza." So, you went to another chow? Yeah, apparently you can go to any chow hall on the base. All you do is show them your ID. It don't matter which one. So we decided that we would make it a point to eat at every single chow hall on base
Oh, nice.
before I got done. And in some of these really rural where we had to eat fast because it was like
Yeah.
20 minutes away, and everybody there looks like they've been fighting bears for 3 days straight. And we walk in clean as a crisp by ourselves as a lance corporal, and they're like, "That must be one of the guys from headquarters. What is it? They're letting a lance corporal drive a car and eat by himself." And so I got a lot of weird looks, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow. That's
So,
good though. Get to experience all the chow halls. You
and
set a
there's
goal, you went out and did it. It's awesome. And there's a
yes,
lot of chow halls on the base.
they're on Camp Lejeune. Yeah,
Hmm.
there was just two of them that had, I don't know why, but they had a special menu. You could they had pizza every day, and you could pick
Wow.
which kind of pizza. And so we kind of started, and the hospital had one.
Uh-huh.
We we uh I thought I'd knocked them all out, and somebody's like, "Hey Harris, there's a chow hall in the hospital." And my sergeant said, "You are not Harris." I said, "Hell yeah, I'm eating lunch there tomorrow." And I was always lightly trolling my that sergeant. He made a new rule. He was like, "All right, everybody can play music at their desk, but it has to be quiet." And I said, "Okay." And he came by and he said, "Harris, you're not playing any music. You want to be different from everybody else?" I said, "Oh no, Sergeant, I'll play my music. Just give me 1 second." And it was July. I turned on Christmas music, and he came back, walking back by, and he said, "Harris, is that Christmas music?" And then, after that, I didn't ever have to have music on my computer again. It was
Nice.
I like to get in trouble, I guess.
Oh, that's funny. Good practical jokes though. That's good.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. You got to have those to keep it fun and exciting. So that's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, they said we had people had too many decorations on their desk, and we were all allowed to only have one, and I didn't have any. So I went to Walmart after work that day and bought a Mr. Potato Head, and I put it on my desk facing the little waiting room when all the Marines come in, and I would change it to a different position every day, like have it mooning them. Oh,
That's
just
good.
like that. There's my one decoration.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you got to have fun somehow.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So that deployment that you did there, that was what, 6 months? How long was that?
They were there for. think it was like 1 month of training, and then they were overseas for 8 months, and then when they came back, it was just like a week. So yeah, I want to say they were there for 8 months. So I was active duty for 8.5 on
Okay.
base at DPAC.
Very nice. Very nice. So a good experience overall.
I
Getting
loved
to
it.
do that.
I
Yeah.
told them I wanted to transfer and become active duty and go back up there, but never seemed to be able to pull it off and
Yeah.
staying a reservist.
So so you went back and then finished out your reserve time there at the unit. Never
Right,
deployed again at that
with
point.
INI staff.
Mhm.
They let me finish it out to a full year, and that was so that I'd get full the veteran benefits.
Yeah. 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 Very nice. Okay. And then now at this point, then what was your like? Where were you going? What were you doing at this point? So you're coming up to the end of your contract.
Yeah, well, I still had 3 more years.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I told my wife we were living. We had a baby. We had our
Okay.
first baby. She got pregnant while I moved her up there to Camp Lejeune. Got a house, rented a house while everybody else was in the barracks. Got chewed out when I got back, but um, they when we got back, she gave birth, and I said I was gonna live with her and move to Jackson, Tennessee, where her family was, and that way her mother could help her take care of the baby. And they said they knew somebody to get me a job, and they got me a job at Macy's. And I said, well, now I definitely gotta get my life together. I'm gonna go back to school and take all online courses at Ole Miss. And if I
Mhm.
can manage to get back in after they've kicked me out 3 times, I'm gonna try hard and I'm gonna do well. And they let me in because I joined the Marines and decided that was married and wrote a real long letter begging. And I made all A's and B's. And I said, well, all right, I guess we're going back to Oxford. And we moved back down here, and I had to go in person, and I finished my degree and
Nice.
um, graduated with the 2.1 GPA.
Oh,
Like,
nice. Okay.
because all I had so many F's and D's, from my earlier
Yeah. They all
undergrad.
added in.
They
Yeah.
they still factored in. 2.0 was the minimum, and I got by with a 2.1, which I made some good grades there at the end, and then it got hard. But I was definitely trying, and got a business degree in MIS and learned to program and databases, and finally got kind of a professional career going.
Yeah. So what were you going to be doing? Like once you got your degree, what was the plan? Like who were you what were you going to do as far as work and everything?
Like a systems analyst. I
Oh,
found
okay.
my first job as a web developer, but and I was still in the Marines at that time. Uh, then I went on from there and got a better job at the University of Mississippi Foundation as a systems analyst and wrote reports. And
Okay.
um, the I mentioned I didn't drill the last 6 months that I was
Right.
in. My first wife had actually got a rare cancer, a type of lymphoma,
Mm,
non-Hodgkin small cell, something. They said usually
right.
only kids get it. She
Wow.
got that, and so she, even though there's a cancer center here, and there's a
Mhm.
hospital, they made us go down to Jackson and spend 1 week per month at University of Mississippi Medical Center. And
Wow.
so my boss let me work a remote, and the my captain didn't make me have to drill for the last little bit. I had to go to one annual training, but he let me spend the time with the hospital.
Wow. So she now, I mean, I'm assuming that it was pretty bad, right? The cancer that she had, right? You
Well,
said
it
it was
was,
lymphoma.
yeah, it was, it, yes and no. They said it was an extremely fast cancer. It started off just a bump under her armpit, and they
Mm-hmm.
thought she had inflamed it, shaving. But a week later, it was like that big.
Wow.
Um, but they said um, really aggressive cancers really respond well to chemotherapy because they kill the fastest growing things like your hair and hopefully cancer. And slow growing cancers are more resistant. So
Okay.
um, it actually, they knocked it out the first time. And um,
Wow, that's awesome.
I think she got better in 6 months. And that was it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And then we were at the cancer center in Oxford doing she had to go back and check blood work or whatever,
Hmm.
um, like a month after she had quit chemotherapy. And they found out she was pregnant. And so they called it the miracle baby because they haven't, they usually give bad news at the cancer place. And I think that was the first time them working there that they had seen discovering somebody was pregnant, announcing somebody was pregnant, and didn't even
Wow,
know it. So then
that
that was when my
that's
second
wild.
daughter. Yeah, I I didn't think she was able to get pregnant. She was off chemotherapy, but her hair still hadn't grown back, and
Hmm. I mean, that's quick.
it it was fast. Um,
Holy cow! So two daughters then at that point.
Two daughters, and we always had wanted to, so we, said we were done. Um, but unfortunately, I had a falling out with that wife, and more specifically her mother. Um,
Mm.
her mother always didn't like the fact that we had moved her grandkids 2 hours away, and
Mm.
was always wanting them to come up there, and she ruined it for us. And so um I ended up getting a divorce, but thankfully, that led to me meeting my second wife, which I like a lot more.
So it worked out.
It
Worked out.
did. It worked out
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. Very nice. Then now you stayed in that same area. Is that correct? Or
Yes,
yeah.
I've been trying to leave for 27 years,
You said
and
you've been trying to leave.
trying to leave. I want to go. I want to go to North Carolina or something. I want to live near a beach and
Oh
eat
yeah.
seafood and be out of Mississippi. But my current wife, she is a teacher at Ole Miss, and
Oh
the
wow.
way PERS works with the retirement, she has to work 2 or 3 more years before she's eligible for the full retirement, and then we're gonna sky's the limit. I don't know where we're gonna go, but wherever
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can both find a job together.
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome. So she's teaching there at Ole Miss, and you're current. Are you currently working the same place, same jobs, or what do you do? What do you?
Right now, I'm not. I just started working another job, but it's just 10 hours a week. Because unfortunately, I graduated with my master's degree. I got a master's degree so that I could get caught back up in tech and get
Mhm.
out there. And I got a job offer that ended up not panning out because of HR and dragging their feet for 45 days.
Holy cow.
And then when I found out I wasn't going to keep it, it was pretty stressful. And 2 days later, I ended up having a stroke.
Oh,
And
geez.
so that was about 2 months ago. And I've been, but I got my old job back that I really love. And I'm working. I started off working 10 hours a week, and then he's increasing me to 15, and he thinks, he wanted to test the waters and see could I still, do some of the things that I used to do.
Right.
And um, uh, I think after Christmas, I might go to 20 hours a week. So
Okay.
I'm recovering well, and I still have the hot sauce kitchen. I go in there on occasion to make something, but I don't, keep a regular schedule at it. I'm mostly, I play a lot of video games because it's hand-eye coordination
Mm-hmm.
developing. I couldn't write legibly right after the stroke, and I couldn't type anything. I kept
Wow.
messing up and going backwards in my little character in my game, kept running
Mm-hmm.
into the walls. And I talked like I was drunk the whole time. I was slurring really bad.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the healing powers a video game will give you. I said, I think this is good for me. I told my wife, I think I should play more video games. I think they'll be good. She said, I agree. That's good. And
That
so
doesn't
now,
happen all the time.
yeah, I know. So now, I've gotten back, I think, to full motor skill capability. I just still have problems with speech and a little bit of just memory
Yeah.
stuff. But
Well, I mean, you're sounding and looking like you're doing really well. I mean, I would have never guessed 2 months ago that you had a stroke. I mean,
yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Oh well, thanks. That's what people have been saying mostly, but I think my wife can tell a little bit, but of course,
Yeah.
you
Well, I
know,
mean, she was there through the whole thing, so you know.
yeah, she thought I was drunk during the day and made me go walking in the park. And the next day, I went to the hospital. No, I went to the doctor's office because like this isn't going away. Something's wrong. And they put that apparently that little light on the top of blood pressure machine.
Uh
It
huh.
can turn yellow and it can make noises.
Really?
Yeah, I had think it was 200 over 140 blood pressure, and they said
Whoa.
you have to leave and go to the hospital. So I drove down there, and um, their little thing blew up too, and then they got me in the back, and I was there for 3 days.
Holy cow, man. That is wild.
Yeah,
Well, shoot,
I'm. It,
I'm just impressed at how far you come in 2 months. I mean,
yeah,
that's amazing, man. Truly amazing.
thanks. I'm really not supposed to be vaping, or drinking alcohol or
Yeah.
anything. I did manage to quit smoking, and I got on the patches,
Hmm.
but I occasionally vape some too. But
Yeah.
my blood pressure is regulated. It's back down. I'm taking all kinds of um, anticoagulant. I don't know what they all
All
do.
right.
But they gave me a whole bunch of medications for it. So
I mean, that's good as you're getting it under control.
right,
That's the main part there. So
I've got a
that's
little
good.
blood pressure thing, and when I take it and it's ridiculous high, then I have to go lay down. Oh no.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Wow. Wow. Well, let's if you don't mind, I want to talk about the hot sauce stuff and the company. Like,
Okay.
when did it start, and like how did that all come about for you?
It was in 2017. I was dating my wife at the time, and I worked for a pizza magazine, um,
Okay.
PMQ, and they wrote all these stories about pizza and had a little kitchen. And I was interested in spicy stuff, and my brother and me challenged each other to make a hot sauce, and so we
Mhm.
both did, a little YouTube video here and there and made something that was pretty gross. But you know me, I get obsessed with things, and
Yeah.
I joined the Facebook groups and learned how to ferment and how to. I had the question everybody does, which is, "Hey, how do I go legit and sell this?" And all the professionals say, "Yeah, it's not worth it. There's a million
Yeah.
things to jump through," and they're right, but you just knock them out one at a time. I was fortunate enough to live in a state where I could go to sell at a farmer's market.
Oh,
And
nice. Yeah.
so what I do is make it there, and then all the money that we made that wasn't going to supplies, I'd save up and get the better process control school
Mm,
certification and go through that and pass that, and then increase the equipment. And then finally, a company, a catering company, Little Easy Catering, that I'd worked with, and I was real good friends with the owner, Tim, and we had looked at some restaurants before that were under $100,000 that he was going to do catering, and I was going to make hot sauce. And
mhm.
finally, he found a place that was affordable, and so I took basically a year off from promoting the company
Mhm.
to jump through all the hoops of getting the commercial kitchen improved and getting insurance and getting it. Um,
Wow. A lot of
just a lot of
steps.
paperwork. It is, but it when you're doing it part time and you're using the money that you're making from selling this stuff, and people are talking about your hot sauce, thinks it's good and everything,
Yeah.
then it kind of pushes you along, and you don't, if you'd have had to stress through that all, hey, we got a kitchen, it's got to be open by this date, and you've got to turn out so many pallets per. That would have been a nightmare. But
Mhm.
the way I took it, it was slow and steady and fun.
Yeah. 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 Now, kind of talk about the hot sauces themselves. Like, uh, well, one, what types of hot sauces do you have? Because I know there's a whole realm of different things. And then also, where can people purchase it? Like online? Like, what is the deal with it? How does that work?
Um, well, I've got two lines. One's called sauce, like sauce, but the way a rapper had said it, pronounced it sauce, that my daughter and me thought was really funny. Um, so I did that and kind of made a Cajun like
Mm.
spelling that's supposed to say sauce, but nobody in the world could pronounce it and nobody in the world could spell it. But we did some really crazy hot sauces with that company. We did, a blackberry and raspberry, ghost pepper, honey, black pepper um, sauce, and then
Huh.
we made a mandarin orange and peach mustard hot sauce. Real creative. But
That's
another
really cool.
problem, it well the I had to troll people. People always get on to me for trolling. Uh, the and A fellow Marine actually came up with this name and dared somebody to start a company and name that one of their products. Um, but he said an orange and peach soda. So I said, I'm going to make an orange and peach hot sauce. We're going to put Trump's face on the front and call it Orange Impeachment and make Trump's face orange. And it was, this was before he had been impeached either time. This was like year one of his first presidency. So it was at the time you could make fun of presidents, and
Yeah.
and it didn't matter. There weren't these quite as many lunatics out there, but that take it all real serious and want to get people fired for whatever. But
Yeah.
anyway,
True.
a lot of people didn't think it was funny, and I didn't
It's
care because I
hilarious. That's
did think it
good.
was funny until we reached out to a charity because we wanted to make a difference in our community, and I
Yeah.
wanted to feed hungry children. It's this pack thing, and they get food for the weekends when they're not at school, something like
Yeah.
that. And I reached out to them and wanted to do something, and they said they couldn't accept um, assistance from politically oriented companies, and
Uh,
that
and that was all because of the one hot sauce that was a
well,
joke. The orange.
yeah, people got mad, so I didn't stop there and made a I was going to make fun of everybody. I made a burn fear the burn.
Oh,
Um,
Bernie Sanders.
yes, but it was BRN. And actually, I think this was even before he was a president. I don't remember because I was going to make fun of everybody. I was going to make one
Yeah.
for Hillary Clinton and call it "Liar, Liar, Pantsuit on Fire." And but people were giving me fake reviews saying it gave them botulism, it killed their dog, the just writing stupid stuff on there, and I even got calls with threats of violence
Are you
of
serious?
yeah, just people that really got pissed. um
Wow.
so I decided I would rebrand the company,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to name it after my daughter Alice, so I went with Wildfire in Wonderland. And
Okay.
we
Yeah.
do a Louisiana style, except the difference is we use champagne vinegar,
Okay.
and also we use garlic and onion, fresh garlic and onion, and then sea salt. And our website, well, our SSL is expired right now, so you'll get an error on the website. But by the 23rd, when this airs, hopefully I finally got an order, and I can use that to pay for the SSL and get the website back up and running. But it's
Nice.
wildfireandwonderland.com.
Wildfireandwonderland.com. I'm gonna throw it up here real quick. Uh, if I can type it in fast enough. Wildfire in wonderland.com.
Yes, you probably could have typed that faster than SOS. They're like SEAXU.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I gotta fix this. It's gonna just uh, this is a new thing on that. It has timers, and that's something new on here. So it'll throw it up for 10 seconds and then take it down. So I had to change that. But wildfireandwonderland.com. You can go get you some. You said by the 23rd, you should be able to get on there and order something. So
yeah.
that's good.
You could technically order it now, but I wouldn't advise doing a non-secure site with a credit card information. But
Oh,
we
yeah.
take PayPal and all major credit cards, and we've got sauces all the way from $6 to 16. Um, and they're all Louisiana, but there's two main lines. The difference is one's for grocery store type thing, prices $6 to $10, and it's made with a fermented mash. It's still made with champagne vinegar,
Hmm.
but because it's made with fermented mash, it's a little bit higher in salt. And
Okay.
then our other line has different characters from Alice in Wonderland on them.
Ah,
I got 3 inches high for the caterpillar, and it's Verde mild. And then Valiant Alice is like the table sauce red. And then going hotter, we have the Queen of Hots instead of Hearts, and
Oh,
it's
that's
got that on
good.
there.
That's good.
And then the hottest one is All Mad here, and that's the Cheshire Cat, and we make it with the hottest pepper we can get a hold of every year. It's been Primatali for the past few years, but this year we tried to grow the new JP Piranha. Unfortunately, the seeds got mixed up, so next year it'll be JP Piranha. This year is still Primatali, but
Okay.
it's all fresh peppers, and I developed a straining process
Hmm.
um, that I think makes it hotter because it gets all the seeds and skins out, and really just keeps the pulp and the oils, and
Oh, wow.
so
Huh.
um,
That's
that's the
really
hottest one though.
interesting.
Oh,
Now,
thanks.
how on a normal scale or whatever, how hot is the hot?
I would call the hot our smoked habanero. The extreme heat, the all mat here is it's the hottest all natural hot sauce that I've tasted. Apollo is a different kind of burn, and it's a lot thicker, and it's comparable. But um, people don't expect it because it's usually the super hot sauces are really thick because they try to get as much pepper mash and then acidify it and then
Mm.
call that hot, which it is. But it's when it's thinner, like a Louisiana style sauce, it really, I don't know, it goes, it moves faster. It's like it doesn't just sit and burn, it like lights you up. And so, um,
Okay.
I had a Nelson Cheney review it from Craven Capsaicin, and he got the hiccups, which I don't think I've ever seen him get the hiccups before eating any other product. And the
Wow.
first person reviewed it threw up. So
Oh, jeez.
score, yeah.
Yeah.
But people ask me what food it's good on, and that when I say not any food, just a spoon. If you're diabolical, it'll probably ruin your food. I
Yeah.
only make it because it's fun, and I'm trying to make it as hot as I can. I didn't say go eat it,
That's
but
one of those sitting around and you're going to challenge each other to a little bit
right,
of
right,
tasting there. So,
yeah, it actually tastes good for a second or two.
yeah,
And
for a
most of
second or
them,
two.
I think they all taste good. How that recipe started was I used to like to use the produce in the farmers market to make my hot sauce. You know, they all vendors tend to buy from each other and support each
Mhm.
other, and especially when it's slow and you're getting bored and you're kind of window shopping away from your booth. And
Yeah.
so I found somebody that had Creole onions, and I had found
Mm.
somebody with um, Creole garlic, red Italian garlic, or something like that, and had some champagne vinegar just that I'd seen in the grocery store, and thought, wouldn't it be hilarious to make a hot sauce with an $8 bottle of vinegar? Um, I told the other hot sauce makers I was going to do it, and they were like, "You cannot commercially make a hot sauce using champagne vinegar. You're gonna have to, charge out the ass, and you're not going to do it." And it took me. Well, at first I was going to Restaurant Depot and getting this other bottle, but finally when I was going large, going commercially,
Mhm.
the first company I called, I said, "Hey, I want to make hot sauce with this," and they said, "Well, that's ridiculous, but we'll sell it to you. How much do you want?" And I don't remember. I think it was like 50 or 100 gallons,
Oh my God.
and they said, "Well, you're in luck because the $8 bottle is is like little and it's fancy and it's frosted and has a like a wood cap and the
Yeah.
logo. They said we've got it in gallon jugs with just a sticker on it. You can afford it. And I was like, it's on then. So they shipped
Wow.
me gallons of their champagne vinegar, and that's how we do that. But
That's awesome.
how it started with that market. My wife doesn't like spicy food or hot sauce, and I was just screwing around, not even writing the recipe down, just making some hot sauce. And
Yeah.
with what I'd gotten from the market that day, she's like, "Wow, that smells really good." And I don't even like hot sauce. That one's good. So I went from putting the sauce in a cheesecloth and squeezing it out to extract it that way, which don't do that, by the way, because your hands will hurt for 3 days later. But that's what I did. To having to come up with similar methods for scale in a large enough area. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. That's pretty cool, man. The hot sauce, I mean, you look at people that buy the hot sauces, right? There's
Hmm.
hot sauces to eat, but the individuals that, hey, I want to go out and have, the different types that are out there, El
Hmm.
Diablo or whatever. There's so many different crazy names that I've seen on hot sauces and that's just a knack of people that just want to, I don't know, they
Hmm.
want to feel that burn.
It's I tried to when I opened my our kitchen, our storefront, I said I don't want to be like Pepper Palace and have all just a bunch of my products. I'm going
Yeah.
to carry other people's,
Oh,
but I'm
wow.
not going to carry the stuff in Walmart. I'm going to carry my friends' hot sauces and the craziest ones I can find out there. So I made two stands. There's a stand in our store, and these are on our website. You can buy too. They're on a stand for all of my stuff, and then I made a stand for all of my friends' stuff, and going with the wildest stuff I could find. I got a hot sauce made with flaming hot Cheetos.
What?
Mikey V made it. I got a sauce made from beans. It's not a sauce for beans. It's made with beans. It's a bean hot sauce, and it's really
That's
good.
weird.
There's uh, spicy fried garlic that you eat like chips. We've got those there, um, and they're I like them. Your breath doesn't uh, smell good afterwards, but
I imagine so. Yeah.
yeah. In fact, I thought I had no, I thought I had a bag here next to me. So
Oh man,
you,
that's funny.
but we're trying to start a pepper festival here in with the League of Fire. We're gonna host the Memphis Belt and Oxford, Mississippi is the powerhouse at the powerhouse. We had to cancel the one that was supposed to be for August because we're running some problems, but we're gonna focus this year and have 10 competitors and have trophies and vendors, hot sauce vendors, and that'll be in August. And it's super affordable vendor fees from like $50 to $100. We're not charging 300. It's indoors, which I know
Nice.
outdoors is hit or miss, especially when it's raining or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's avenue that is always full to the brim. I just went
Mhm.
there to see the Charlie Brown Christmas thing, and
Mhm.
the tickets were sold out, so it's going to be a huge success. And um, they'll do 10 rounds of fresh pepper eating, well, with one of the rounds being the sauce. And Troy Primo was the pepper sponsor last year, and done forgot who the hot sauce sponsor was, but it should be huge.
Okay. Very cool. Dang, I like it, man. You got some good stuff going on there, and I don't know. I can't wait to get some hot sauce. I'm excited. I'm gonna go on the website and order some here soon. So,
All
uh,
right.
yeah. I like it, man. I'm into spicy foods. Now not the spicy in a sense of kill you, but
Yeah,
I do like some spicy food for sure. Put some hot sauce on it, and whatever it is that you're eating. So
right. We've got a lot of good ones, and I got a new. I got some lab equipment to make extracts and tinctures, and I finally made a batch of it for the first time, and it's hotter than the all mat here. So
oh,
we got the above the roof stuff. It's an eyedropper, and you put one or two drops on your tongue, and that's how you do that one. It's
one or two drops.
it's all not it's not flavored except by the pepper. It's literally we take Primatali pepper powder, and then you put it in Everclear in a heat plate with a stir plate to keep it agitated. And then after that finishes, I took liquid glycerin, and which has a much higher evaporation point than alcohol, and we
Mhm.
put that in there, and then opened it with the evaporation plate and got rid of the alcohol because there was this competitor that I competed with um, a couple years ago named Naughty, and she requested alcohol free tincture, and hardly anybody made it alcohol tincture. And if you just make it with glycerin, it's not nearly as effective as alcohol, so it won't be nearly as hot. And then I got the
Mm.
idea, make it with alcohol, and then replace it. So that's kind of my latest invention. I just finished
Huh,
that a couple months ago.
that's really cool. I mean, you're
Thank
like
you.
kind of like a mad scientist. Now, I would assume, and you correct me if I'm wrong. You got to mask up to do all this, right? I mean, you're not in
I
there.
I try. I have. I don't have a USMC gas mask that fell off a truck.
Right.
When I
Yeah,
came
yeah,
back
yeah,
from that deployment, and I remember I had all that gear. I
yeah.
got back, and because I came back not with the unit but separately, they had already done all the stuff. And I went up to my one of my SNCOs and I said, "Hey, I still have one of those gas masks." He said, "No, you don't." I said, "Well," he said, "you are not going to do anything but get you and me in a lot of trouble. You don't have it."
Oh man, that's
So
funny.
it's in my kitchen. I try not to wear it because it's hard to see
Yeah.
out of, but the worst part of it is doing dishes. Cooking's fine. Pepper powder will get you in the air, but the hot sauce doesn't bother me until I throw them in the sink and spray them with hot water. Then they aerosolize, and then you got to get the mask or you're gonna literally throw up because it'll
Wow.
it'll gag you.
It's that strong, huh?
It's that strong when because you're making like up to 10 gallons at a time, and um,
Oh
all the stuff is coated, and
my, that's
it's right there
wild.
in your face. So
That is wild. Well, shoot, man. Everybody can go to wildfireinwonderland.com. Go check that out. Make sure you go see that. Uh, Man, it's been great having you on, man.
well, thank you. Thanks for having me, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't done anything like this before.
Well, awesome. Yeah, I had a good time. So now at the end of these podcasts, I always ask some what I call rapid fire questions. Are you game to answer some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
All right. Let me see if I can find them here. Uh, all right. What is your proudest military moment?
This is gonna sound dumb, but at the end of the crucible,
Hmm.
we had got back in the morning, and right as we pulled up and finally stopped, from the long hump back and formation, and we could see our barracks. It began lightly raining,
Hmm.
and you know the Shawshank Redemption movie. That's how it felt, when he's standing out there and he feels rain for the first time,
Yeah.
and then I guess it was a Sunday, the church bells started going off, and it was just like this heaven moment. And I was like, da-da, I don't know. That's the first thing I can think of.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool though. That's really cool. I like that.
Mm.
All right. What is your most embarrassing military moment?
Um, I know I had to have many. The Humvee course. I was the last person running inside because they were making me do dumb admin shit, and the only pair of MVGs left was broken, and the only way that I could drive the truck and how I had to take the test was breaking the rules of two hands on the steering wheel because I had to hold the MVGs to my head.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was,
Nice.
yeah, that was right. That was rough.
It's good stuff. All right. If you could be one military leader for a day, who would that be?
I'm gonna go with Mattis. Mad
Okay.
Dog Mattis.
Yeah.
When he was elected, a lot of my left-leaning friends were talking crap about him because he was just another person nominated that Trump
Mhm.
nominated, and they had gotten used to them crapping on whoever he nominated. They were pulling out some of his old school quotes that were really hardcore about
Mhm.
killing everybody, and I was like, look, dude, he's the best. He's the only one I like that he's nominated. Y'all have to understand, and he was a great general, and I loved him. And sure enough, um, a year later, I think he proved me right. But I don't want to get too political for a company that made a political product. I don't
Yeah.
anymore. So,
Yeah. I
but
got you.
I'm always inspired by him. Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Let's see. What is one lesson or skill that you learned that you still use today?
That I still use today. I don't know. I guess I should have picked a different MOS because I don't use any of it. No, we did with the personnel data. We did a lot of problem solving. There was there would be a unit of 0300s that
Mhm.
was infantry unit, and um, they would turn in a promotion sheet that would look like garbage from the field, and they would come
Mhm.
in from Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever, and they would say, "This lets you know that we're promoting Sergeant Smith to corporal," and that's it. And we had to look at pull up the roster, see
Oh,
all
shoot.
how many Smiths were in that unit that were a Lance Corporal. Like, hey, Master Sergeant, this is the only Lance Corporal Smith. I bet it's him. Fine, promote him to corporal. Well, I hope it's him. So we had to do a little digging, and I think those research skills I still use in anything from IT databases, data analysis to researching methods on making hot sauce when you are too big for a $20 piece of equipment, but you're too small for a $15,000 piece of equipment. You
Yeah.
somehow got to make something for your capacity. You only use that for a little while, and you're already ready for something slightly bigger. So you got to get
Mhm.
pretty creative when you're as small as I am.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. I like that. All right. In the zombie apocalypse, what will be your weapon of choice and what anthem will be playing?
Um, I'm gonna go with sniper rifle
Okay.
because I I I never was a scout sniper, but I got expert, and I like rifles, and I don't like you know hand to hand combat.
Yeah.
Um,
Do it from a distance.
Do it from a distance.
Yeah.
My anthem, I'm going to go with Ice JJ Fish.
Okay. All right.
It's called On the Floor. It is the worst song you will ever listen to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I know that one.
Yeah, most people don't, and most people regret it when they do listen to it. Yeah, I told my wife I'm gonna get my last ha at my funeral. I'm gonna have them play that song at my funeral, and I made her agree to it, and it is painful to listen to. But you should totally check it out. Yeah, I apologize in advance.
All right, I'll check it out after we get finished here. That's awesome. All right, what animal best describes your time in service?
A koala.
A koala, okay. All right.
Yeah, they're all dumb as a brick and have STDs.
Oh God.
I think like 80% of them have chlamydia.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. 80. I don't know that it's 80%, but a huge percentage of koalas have chlamydia.
No, I never heard that. That's wild. Okay. All right. Knowing what you know now, would you do it all over again?
As far as the military?
Yeah.
No, I would go active duty and would never step foot on a reservist base. I definitely would have done full active duty over again, and I probably would have actually stayed in shape enough to stick with it longer than 4 or 8 years. I might have been a staff sergeant. Mine eventually made it to officer or warrant officer. So
yeah,
I'd have done the Marine thing over again. I definitely wanted to join the Army, but no offense to any Army people out there. And I just wouldn't have went reserves because that was night and day for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And now I always leave you with words of wisdom for the listeners. Anything you want to leave the listeners here to, I call it words of wisdom, but it can be anything, whatever you want.
Tell your kids you love them.
Ooh, that was good. That was really, really good. Dang. I like it. Well, shoot. One last time, I'll say it again, wildfireinwonderland.com. Go check it out. Go get you some hot sauces. Maybe get the dropper one. I don't know. If you can handle that, more power to you. But I know for a fact I cannot handle that. But man, this is great having you on. Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
All right. Hey, don't hang up on me after I do this outro, but just stay on and I'll bring us back once it's all complete.
Okay.
All right. To all the listeners out there, if you're struggling, need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net, click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I care about you. No, Aaron cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you served with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, Aaron, one last time, man. Thank you very much. To all the listeners out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.
No more 22. Honor the journey and finish the fight.